Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your astrologer Sanjay Kapoor from Kolkata, India at your very service. Today we'd like to speak to you, brother Sanjay. We'd like to speak to you. We'd like to speak to you, Mr. Astrologer, because you've been giving big lectures on the video on Astrologer Sanjay Kapoor YouTube channel. You've been doing that. But today we need to tell you what all problems we are entangled with. You've said it many a times that health is wealth. But when our health and mind is not good, in spite of all the medication, in spite of all the treatment, where do we go? What do we do to get rid of this problem, Mr. Astrologer? In spite of knowing that health is wealth, our health is not keeping good. Our mind is not keeping good. You, Mr. Astrologer, have said many a times that I agree, money is not God, but it's not no less powerful than God. You've said it in your programs. You've said it in your programs, but where's the money? It's difficult to make ends meet. It's difficult to continue our life in this fashion, where finances are so very poor. Leave alone poor finances, we run into debt. Now come on, talk about problems. Talk about problems, Mr. Astrologer. Where do we go with our financial problems? How do we solve them? You tell us. You always said work is worship, but our work seems to be suffering to no ends. Work is suffering. There's no work. What do we worship? Mr. Astrologer, problems and problems. You've often said that there are solutions to problems. You've often said that the planets can be controlled. They can be pleased. But how come not 1 out of 9 planets has their good drishti? How come this not one planet is in favor of us, not one? Leave alone 9. What do we do, Mr. Astrologer? You tell us. If planets are all and planets do the talking, then you need to do something about them for us. Problems. Severe problems we have got entangled with. Apart from our earnings and work, there are numerous problems which we are having. We've got entangled with. Tell us, how do we manage everything? Whether we work, whether we earn, or whether we take care of our problems. How do we do that? It's too much. Our children are growing up, and they've grown up to the extent where they need to settle down and get married, but there's no opportunity for them. There's no alliance. There's no connection. We're not going to live for 150 years. We need to give our children we need to have somebody for our children also, so that they can live their lives peacefully. Our business, which was doing very good at one point of time, is almost run out. Business is bad. Leave alone increase in business, there's a decrease in business. As a result of which there is great financial crunch. In spite of trying for several government jobs, I have failed. In spite of trying for several good jobs, I have failed. I'm yet to get a job which gives me mental and financial support. I'm yet to get that stable job. Mr. Astrologer, you talk of problems and problems. You often said love is God and God is love. Well, we truly loved somebody. But today that love is not there in our lives anymore. That love is no longer there in our lives, Mr. Astrologer. Tell us what do we do? How do we get our love back? How do we get our love back? Get our love back into our lives, which has created ruckus. Our children don't seem to understand the importance of education today. Their concentration on their studies is almost nil. In spite of we husband and wife making all the effort financially, physically for our children so that they can study and stand on their feet, they don't seem to understand that. Tell us. Tell us problems. Tell us our problems. How do we solve them, Mr. Astrologer? There was a time we shared a good relationship with our relatives, neighbors, friends. But today, the tables seem to have turned. Whatever good we do, it's never appreciated. It's never appreciated. As a result, we get a bad name. We lose our reputation. Tell us what to do, Mr. Astrologer. Mr. Astrologer. A special amulet of the goddess of strength, goddess of learning, and goddess of wealth is made into one amulet. And that amulet can be sent across to you in any part of the world, ladies and gentlemen. The price of that amulet could be found out through the phone or the WhatsApp number, which is on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. That special amulet of the goddess of wealth, goddess of strength, and goddess of learning. A very powerful amulet which can help you to solve your problems, Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. A very big God bless to all of you. Thank you very much.